Okay, hello. We are reading Report to the Principal's Office by Jerry Spinelli. And we have already read chapter 1, and we have been introduced to two characters, Sunny and Hillary. And so far, they have been separated. They are best friends. They have gone to school together their whole entire lives. They live right across the street from each other. And now they're starting middle school, and they have been split up because of what they like to call the baby boomers. So now we're going to start chapter 2. Eddie Mott watched the girls come down the aisle with a growing dread. The seat next to him was empty. He had been hoping it would be filled with someone friendly and talkative, someone who would help take his mind off the fact that this was his first day of middle school. But the girl looked anything but friendly. He had seen her glare at the bus driver and say something to him. Now, as she came nearer, he got a full view of the scowl on her face. It was worse than anything he had ever seen on a TV wrestler. And then he spotted the gleam under her left nostril. This girl's got problems, he thought. Please don't let her sit here. But sit there she did, plopped herself right down next to him, scowling straight ahead. But till now, things had gone about as well as could be expected. Eddie had been determined to break the bonds of little boyhood and take that first big step into a more grown-up world. Every school day for 5 years, his mother had walked him to Brockhurst Elementary. But last night he had said, "Mom, I want to walk to the bus myself." And he had. He had picked out his own clothes to wear, middle school clothes. The Daffy Duck pin that he had worn every day last year lay back in his bedroom dresser. Leaving his memories behind was not so easy, and just about this time of the morning every day last year, he and Roger Himes would be raising the American flag outside Brockhurst. That had been his job all through 5th grade. But now he was a 6th grader, and doggone it, he was going to fit in. That's why he had made up a 3-point plan. Be friendly, wear the right clothes, avoid 8th graders. The last point was advice from Roger Himes, whose older brother was now entering high school. "Stay away from 8th graders," warned Roger. "They'll get you in trouble. They run the school." Things had been going well until the sourpuss girl plopped down beside him. Now he began to feel his control of the situation slipping away. All morning he had been wearing an especially friendly face. If only she would turn and see how friendly he was. "Hi," he said. The girl didn't even move an inch. She continued to stare glumly at the back of the seat in front of her. Maybe she has a hearing problem, he thought. He couldn't see a hearing aid. Maybe it was in the other ear, on the side away from him. So this time he tapped her lightly on the wrist when he said it. "Hi." Still, she didn't move. Was she hypnotized? In a trance? The half of her face that he could see was the side with the running nostril. Actually, it wasn't running at all. It was simply sitting there, a gleaming little puddle, as though it had just crept out to have a look around, and it was really starting to bother him, Eddie being a very neat kid. It was all he could do to keep from whipping out his hanky and wiping it away. Maybe if he brought it to her attention in a nice way, Got a cold there?" he said as pleasantly as possible. Slowly, the girl's head turned. He had never seen a head turn so slowly. Till she was fully facing him. He froze. She raised her upper lip till she looked like a snarling Doberman. She sniffed. The gleamer zipped back into her nose. She turned away. Eddie allowed himself to breathe. Now that the first move was over, he decided it hadn't really been so bad. After all, she did turn. She did respond to him. Must have been his friendly face. Maybe he should say something a little meatier this time. Oh, he's going to talk again. "I hear the new school has air conditioning," he said. Again, the head slowly turned. The girl spoke. "The next person that tells me the school has air conditioning is going to get a punch in the face." For the rest of the ride, Eddie looked out the window. Oh, I think I would too. When the bus arrived at school, Eddie made sure to let the grump get well ahead of him. It was slow going down the aisle, as the bus had been filled to the gills. Eddie was scrunched front and back. He held his lunch bag to his chest. Everybody towered over him. There was a commotion up front, bringing the aisles to a standstill. Kids up front were yelling to kids in back. All 8th graders, no doubt. The kids up front were calling for their football. The kids in the back were saying they didn't have it. The kids up front said they were getting off till they said they weren't getting off till they got it. The bus driver was calling them all delinquents and telling them to get off his bus. He had a job to get to. "Throw the ball," yelled the guy up front. "Okay," yelled the guys behind. "You asked for it." And suddenly, Eddie was off his feet, hands under him from ankles to shoulders. He was horizontal, on his back, staring straight up at the white ceiling of the bus. "Here!" yelled the voices below him, and he was flying down the aisles, above the aisles, clutching the lunch bag, landing in a squirmy bed of hands. "Hey!" yelled the new voices. "This ain't our ball!" And he was flying back down the aisles. At this point, the bus driver went totally wacko and started tossing kids off the bus. When Eddie came to his senses, he found himself alone on the back seat. Wow. That is something. Could you imagine?